How's everybody doing? All right, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Haki Ami, I'm here from Baltimore, Tubman City, and it's just an honor to be here back in Brooklyn. It's just really awesome to listen and hear all the beautiful people that came out. 7 a.m. Really transformed my life, and I absolutely learned something every time I see it. You know, you learn something new. So at this particular time, we're going to bring up one of our businesses that are here to serve us today, and I'm going to ask them a few questions about, you know, their business and what their vision was. So let's bring up Beast. I'm sorry, let me get this right. Plant Beast for you. Okay. All right, come on out. And before I begin, I want to see something very critical. Brother Sam, you know, we have to be very holistic in everything that we do, and I always, you know, attempt to bring knowledge about, you know, diet and nutrition to the business community. You know, I've been a vegan for 4 or 5 years now, maybe 6. You know, just continued evolution and development and learning. You know, so it's just I thank you for having these guests here, Monica and your name. I'm sorry again, Jason. Jason. Yes. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So share first and foremost what made you all get into this business.
This is a 3-part answer for me. I first became vegetarian back in, I think, 1993, after reading Elijah Muhammad's How to Eat to Live. From there, kind of fell off and stuff. And, well, no, the first part would actually be my parents. My parents are from Guyana. And in the Caribbean, what a lot of people don't know is that because they eat Caribbean food here, I think everything is oxtails, curry chicken, this, that, and the other. But it's true. But growing up there, especially my parents, because they come from farms, they both grew up on farms, you had to sell all the meat. And you got a very little bit of it, or whatever your parents left over for you. So majority of the food of what you eat is the vegetables, whether it's root vegetables, whatever plant-type vegetables, etc., greens, etc., that you grow on the farm, and then you had to embellish that with and then flavor that with the meat. It wasn't until Caribbean people came here they started eating heavy meat dishes with the same premise, whether that be curry chicken or whatever, pumpkin, etc., callaloo, and so on and so forth. So that's my parents' one. Second would be Elijah Muhammad, and 3 would be the quote-unquote conscious community, so through people like Queen Afua and Brother Power, etc., etc. So that's how I got into plant-based eating.
So for me, I'm a Southern girl, and everything is pork, more pork, butter, more butter, a little bit of greens, they're usually brown, and a whole lot of cheese. And I met Jason in college, and I think we met somewhere near the salad bar, and
Black love.
He started cooking for me while we were dating, and I realized that my knowledge of what vegetables could be was so limited. You know, growing up, it was a lot of canned food. You know, a lot of you guys are familiar with canned string beans, and we think corn is a vegetable. It's not. And so his background being someone who is Caribbean, and many Caribbean men are expected to cook. At least in his family there are, but I know a lot of Caribbean men are very good in the kitchen. And so he would cook for me, and I'm like, oh wow, vegetables are great. And I slowly started adopting the way that he was eating. But I still ate my meat, I ate my fish, I ate my mac and cheese. Now, a few weeks after our daughter was born, I was hospitalized for a full week. I had an IV in my arm, and I was not allowed to eat or drink anything. I was told that I had diverticulitis, which is something that is usually diagnosed in people who are elderly. And for those of you who don't know what diverticulitis is, it's when your colon gets a hole in it, and it's from not getting enough fiber in your diet. I'm like, hey, I eat salads, and I eat pretty healthy. I don't eat a whole lot of junk. But here I was having them tell me they wanted to cut me open and cut part of my colon out, and that if I didn't have a surgery, I was gonna die. So, in addition to that, once I got out of the hospital, went and got, more checkups and was told there's nothing really wrong with you. I was still experiencing migraines, skin problems. I was asthmatic. Our daughter was having eczema, and I was breastfeeding at the time. And so I finally just hit a brick wall, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I need to figure it out. And turned out Queen Afua lived literally right around the corner from us. So ended up meeting with her. She introduced me to my first detox and my first experience in eating plant-based and eating high raw foods. And she said, look, you can try this out, see how it works for you, and if you can always go back. And any choice that you make when it comes to a lifestyle change, you can always go back, you can always change your mind. Within the time that I did my detox, my skin cleared up, our daughter's skin cleared up, I stopped having migraines. And since then, I no longer have asthma attacks. I made the decision to continue eating that way because I was actually seeing results. And I did it because if I didn't change the way that I lived, I was going to die. And many of us don't think something's wrong with us until we're faced with a life or death situation. We don't think that we need to change the way that we eat, the way that we live, exercising, self-care, all of those things until we're faced with a doctor's diagnosis, and more specifically a Western doctor's diagnosis that, hey, you got cancer, you have diabetes, you have high blood pressure. And how many of us in the Black community have family members who ourselves suffer from those type of degenerative diseases? So that was how I came into plant-based eating personally. 1, through my husband, and 2, through my own life or death situation. Now with plant-based for you, which was the question, both of us worked full-time jobs and experienced a number of layoffs. Being newly married, new parents, it was kind of crazy. And we felt that we could no longer continue to just seek a W-2 wage. And so we looked at what we were really passionate about, how we connected with the people around us, and it was through food. Every time that we would go to an event, we always brought food. And we usually bring the salad because that was, they didn't have enough of us to eat. So possibly some French fries. And who's trying to do that? So people would taste our food and they were like, hey, you guys, your food is really good. You should have a restaurant. I'm like, no. Hey, you guys should open up a food truck. No. Well, we're okay. We feel comfortable with our jobs. Like most of us feel comfortable with our jobs. So you lose your job. And every person that has a job, you are one paycheck away from the unemployment line. You are one paycheck away from the food stamp line. You are one paycheck away from the welfare line. And so we really have to change the way, we realized we needed to change the way and how we thought about making money and providing for our family. And so we decided to start a business, and that business was Plant-Based for You. We looked around our community, we saw that there was a need, that people felt eating plant-based was inaccessible to them, and we wanted to be able to bridge the gap. Many times when we see people who eat plant-based, they usually are not melanated. They usually don't reflect us. They don't reflect our socioeconomic status or the things that we go through every day. And so we wanted to be able to bridge that gap and to make food that tastes good, because it doesn't matter how healthy it is, it still gotta taste good. So that is how we started Plant-Based for You.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just expand on that. As you said, you experienced, a life traumatic incident. And many people, that's when, in many professions, that's called a teachable moment, when people have various levels of trauma or stress, high levels of stress from health or family crisis. That's a time when you can share a healthier alternative to life. So I appreciate you, sharing that story. But I just have one question, if I may, Sam.
Yes.
Now, how many people have tried vegan or vegetarian food? That's a significant number. So my next question that I have is, what is the common thing that you hear people ask vegans, for instance, about food? That's it. So let's. How do you get protein? All right. So
I didn't even hear it.
We're gonna let them say the answer, right? Y'all comfortable with that?
More than comfortable.
We're gonna let them say the answer, and we're gonna repeat after them. Give them a good 30-second little statement or whatever we could say.
2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Eat food. Everything that you eat has some level of protein in it.
Okay.
Everything that you eat. And actually, many plant-based foods have higher protein content than many meat-based products. So, eat a wide range variety of food, and you will get enough protein.
Absolutely. Well, and I would say, add to that, as many people say, make your plate look like a rainbow.
Absolutely.
Various colors. Sir?
Are you done with your questions?
Yeah, I'm good. That's all.
Jason, Monica, I want you to make a request from the audience. But when you make your request, be clear with the request and think about the challenges your business face. Because you guys are going to find out that their food is top-notch. It is pretty good. And business is not just about how you can convince someone. Con artists can convince very effectively. Business is about the art of showing. So we know that, and you're going to find out, these guys are up there with their plant-based food. It's pretty good. But what are some of the challenges you face? One, and two, what would you like from the audience?
When you say challenges, you mean as our business or as vegans in general?
As your business.
Okay. And I hate to say this, as quote-unquote black vegans, but we're vegans, but as quote-unquote black vegans, in the vegan world, so to speak, it's very exclusive. So if you go to a white vegan event, like Vegan Shop Up or things like that, you could come there as a business, and you just happen to be black. And you will get kind of like this foresight. Now, now you think in this world, in this vegan world, where everybody's pretty liberal and they're for the animals and they're for the trees and so on and so forth, and running around with pixie dust around their heads, that they're going to be, bring people in, be inclusive to you, but that's not the case. So we don't necessarily have too much challenges in that world because we don't go to that world because we know what it's about, but that's a big challenge. I foresee that being a challenge as we grow because we're going to have to be in those circles. So that's one. What was the second question again?
What do you want from the audience?
What do we want from the audience? Well, one, we'd like you to buy a plate after we come out of here and definitely taste our food, test it out. I think you'll like it. I know everybody, some people are picky, and that's fine. But just taste the food, give it a try. And so I tell my wife all the time, every time she doesn't want to eat something, I'm like, just try it. I don't want to. Just try it. So, try it.
Usually when he's asking me to try something, it's because I've already set in my mind how I want to eat my food, and he stops me mid-bite with, here, put this weird combination of something on. I'm like, I'm already in the middle of chewing right now. Can we not do this? So to answer Samuel's question, one of the biggest challenges that we face as a business and many small businesses face is capital. Capital is a really big obstacle, and there are a lot of projects that we have under our belt that we would like to put forth to the public and to be serviceable to the public, but we do not currently have the capital enough to start it. One of those services is plant-based milk. And plant-based milk is our plant-based milk delivery service, and many are asking, what is plant-based milk? So plant-based milk, how many of you guys are familiar with almond milk? And what is the largest brand of almond milk that you're familiar with? Blue Diamond, right? So how many of you know that Blue Diamond only has about 6 almonds in their entire container?
Right.
And they are actually currently facing a lawsuit for misleading the public. Most of the commercial milks that you buy that are non-dairy are actually just full of chemicals. You're not really getting the flax milk. Actually, flax milk is actually made from flax oil. It's not even made from flax seeds, so you're not even really getting the full. Yeah, I see questions.
Raw coconut.
Raw coconut milk, so usually a lot of them, they have a lot of fillers that are carcinogenic and things like that. So the plant-based milk is, we would like to harken back to the days where you would get milk delivered to your door. But in this case, it would be plant-based milk delivered to your door. And so we have a line of milks that we've tested out and that have received good reviews in the market, but we cannot bring them to the doorstep without proper packaging, proper distribution, making sure that the product that gets to you is able to be safe and sanitary so that you can consume it. And so we need capital for that. In order to expand plant-based for you in our food program, we would like to offer meal delivery services. There are people that, we all live busy lifestyles and we want to make our lives easier. And so we want to be able to provide plant-based meal delivery to people as well, and meal plans and online e-recipe subscription, because how many of you guys spend hours scouring the internet and you can't figure out what you want to cook for dinner tonight? Just send an email to Plant-Based For You. Got something for you. What do you want? We want to be able to give that to you guys. So that's one of the biggest challenges that we face is capital. And the second, the request for us would be to change the way that you look at what plant-based food is or what vegan food is. We don't call ourselves vegans a lot of the time because the word vegan has really negative connotations, and you tend to run across vegans who are highly obnoxious, white, privileged, and think that if you're poor, you should just be able to sustain yourself on rice and beans, and that's it. And you should be okay with that.
Those are literal words.
These are literal words that are thrown out in vegan communities online, if you were on some of the forums, that poor people have no excuse not to be vegan, because they can just eat rice and beans. And when you can get a hamburger cheaper sometimes than you can get quality rice and beans, it begs the question, like, who are you really trying to serve? So we request that you change the way that you look at food, that you circulate your dollars into small businesses and small Black businesses, and we want to be one of those businesses that you circulate your dollars into. We want you to share our Instagram page. Our Instagram page is instagram.com/plantbasedforyou. Our facebook.com/plantbasedforyou. And you can send us an email at info@plantbasedforyou.com. And we are looking for the capital to help build our website. So,
I want to add to that. What is the 7 a.m. challenge? The 7 a.m. challenge is to grow plant-based for you.
boom.
One of the challenges that plant-based for you has, they have the business mindset. They have the entrepreneurial spirit. They have the Black consciousness. But there's one thing that they don't have, which is regular and consistent customers. We have passed sheets around because this room is filled with Africans. I assert that. By the show of hand, who in this room is an African? Yes.
Y'all wasn't gonna not raise your hands.
We'll work with you. Now, my sister, are you an African? Yes. You're an African. It doesn't get more African than Dominican. Yes. So, what did African people do? We built this country, right? And through building this country, we built institutions and virtually 85 to 90% of all the innovations. The elevator, the escalator, the internet. What haven't we built? The cell phone. I mean, we have built so much. So if we tap into that African consciousness and that creativity, we can build Plant-Based For You. Plant-Based For You is the business of focus, and as we go through the very next presentation from our keynote, we want you to think of ideas that come to your mind. And if they do come to your mind and how we can get Plant-Based For You more customers, write them down. Ideas for more customers, please write them down. And we'll give you a chance to say them. We'll have 3 people say their ideas for Plant-Based For You. What have they done?
So we just finished a kitchen residency at a garden to cup juicery and brewery called House of Juice, Brooklyn. They're located on Rogers between Parkside and Clarkson. So if any of you guys are in the area, you should go check them out. Hi. So we just did 3-month residency there, and we did multiple events. We did a Valentine's Day event. We did a Mother's Day event. And so these are some of the events that we've done. We've also worked with Ife Tayo when we did Kwanzaa event just last year. And mostly we've been working in the community, setting up, catering, and delivering plant-based milk to our community. So that's what Plant-Based For You has been up to since, and our business is only about 6 months old, so we've been pushing really hard.
As the next presenter speaks, some ideas are going to spark throughout your mind. And so I encourage you to write those ideas down. What is going to happen is that we're going to collect as many ideas as possible. Try to write at least 3. And 2 things are going to happen. Ideas that we see many people saying, we're going to look at as part of our marketing analysis. But we're looking for that standalone idea that can help take Plant-Based For You to the next level. And so one of the things we're willing to do is that when we go through these ideals and match them against our criteria, the best standalone idea is going to receive $700 from us.
Nice.
If you registered here as a VIP. And the best standalone ideal will be $375 if you registered as a regular attendee. But more to that is we want to build this business, and over the course of the year, we want to build 7 other Black businesses. Plant-Based For You is a business of focus. We also want 7 other businesses of focus. So before I pass it on to the next, first of all, give it up for Plant-Based For You.
We're going to finish prepping now.
They're gonna finish prepping the food. The next person that I'm gonna have come to the stage is our keynote presenter. She is a dynamo, a powerhouse. And all I say is get your pens ready. Everybody here was given a pen. Before I introduce her, right, I'm gonna have one of the members of the group, the Black Wealth Matters Conference, talk about his experience with her. Brother Charles Clark, you come over and just let us know how awesome Nicole Spence is.
I don't need that. I don't like mics. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? All right, I need everyone to stand.